As you leave this space, carry the stillness with you. Let it move quietly beneath every chart you open, every decision you make, every breath between entries and exits. The market will test you again and again, but it cannot break the mind that's already anchored in awareness. So return here whenever you drift, before the noise, before the open, before you forget that mastery begins within. Because this calm, this focus, this discipline is the foundation of freedom. And freedom is why we trade. This is mind over markets, your mind, your mastery, your edge. Before the charts load, before the tickers flash, before your mind starts chasing what could be, there is a silence. And inside that silence lives the truth of every trader. Most traders ignore it. They wake up, check their phone, scroll through news, and rush into the market. Their mind is already loud-filled with what happened yesterday, what they fear will happen today, and what they hope will happen tomorrow. They don't realize that the trade begins long before they click buy or sell. Your first trade of the day is with your own mind. The pre-market is not just a time to scan levels or review setups. It's a mirror reflecting who you are before the world demands a decision from you. If you step into that mirror, anxious, chasing, hungry for redemption, you'll see those same emotions multiplied in every candle, every tick, every chart. Trading doesn't reveal your discipline. It reveals your relationship with the uncertainty. And every morning before the bell rings, you have a choice to react or to reset. You might think you're preparing your plan, but in reality, you're preparing your state. Because no plan survives a mind that's unprepared. No edge matters if your emotions hijack it. And no strategy works when your nervous system is already on fire before the market even opens. Take a breath. You are not your last trade. You are not your account balance. You are the awareness behind both. The goal of this pre-market focus is not to predict the next move. It's to unlearn the noise that's been filling your mind since you woke up. It's to slow down enough to hear the truth beneath the urge to make back what you lost, the urge to prove something, the urge to finally get it right. Because that urge is not discipline. It's desperation wearing a trader's mask. And that's why we begin here in the silence before the market opens. In the stillness where you reclaim control over your attention. The mind loves to move toward what it fears. So if you fear losing, it will push you toward the very loss you're trying to avoid. If you fear missing out, it will drive you to chase. And if you fear being wrong, it will blind you from seeing the truth that's right in front of you. But in this silence, you remind your mind who's in charge. You are not here to chase money. You are here to master behavior. You are not here to predict outcomes. You are here to align with probabilities. You are not here to fight the market. You are here to flow with it. The market rewards emotional neutrality. And neutrality is not passivity, it's power. Because the trader who can feel everything and yet react to nothing is the trader who survives. So before you open your charts, ask yourself, what version of me is showing up today? The one who's grounded, the one who's grateful, or the one who's still arguing with yesterday's loss? The pre-market is where you choose. You don't control what the market does, but you do control who you bring into it. Today we begin with awareness. Awareness of your breath. Awareness of your body. Awareness of the tension behind your eyes that you didn't even notice until now. You've been carrying the market inside your chest. Let it go. Each inhale reminds you that you're alive, not automated. Each exhale releases a story that doesn't serve you anymore. The market doesn't care how you feel, but your performance does. So we return again and again to this 2-minute ritual, not because it changes the market, but because it changes you. It's not a trick. It's not a hack. It's a reset, a reminder that your best trades are not born from adrenaline, but from awareness. So as you sit in front of your screen, remember you are not preparing for the market. You are preparing for yourself. Because when your mind is calm, the noise becomes signal. And when your mind is focused, you don't need to force clarity. Clarity finds you. Close your eyes for a moment. Let the noise of the outside world fade, the notifications, the charts, the constant movement. You're stepping into a space where the only thing that exists is your breath, your awareness, and the next 2 minutes. Nothing else matters right now. Take a slow breath in. Feel the air move through your nose down to your lungs. Hold it and exhale gently. Let it go. Let go of the stories about yesterday. Let go of what you think you must do today. Let go of the numbers, the pressure, the expectations. Because before you can trade the market, you must trade stillness for chaos. You must learn to value presence over prediction, control over noise, clarity over excitement. Now silently repeat to yourself, I am not my last trade. Pause. I am not my next trade. Pause again. I am the observer, calm, patient, and clear. You are here to trade your edge, not your emotions. Every professional trader knows that the hardest part of this game is not finding a strategy, it's keeping your psychology aligned with it. So this is your moment of alignment. Imagine the market as a storm, unpredictable, powerful, indifferent. You cannot stop the wind, but you can become the sailor who adjusts his sails. You can become the one who navigates calmly while others drown in their impulses. When you step into the market today, remember, the goal is not to be right. The goal is to respond with discipline. The goal is not to win every trade. The goal is to execute without emotional distortion. Every time you chase, it's not the market you're chasing, it's your own discomfort. Every time you hesitate, it's not opportunity you fear, it's the pain of being wrong. Every time you overtrade, it's not confidence you're expressing, it's the need to fill the silence. So today we return to that silence deliberately, intentionally, powerfully. Take another deep breath. Inhale clarity. Exhale noise. Say it quietly in your mind. I am patient. I am focused. I am disciplined. I execute my plan. I let go of what I can't control. The mind wants to rush. The ego wants to prove. The professional waits. You are not here to force the market to move your way. You are here to listen, to observe the rhythm of price, the behavior of participants, the emotional fingerprints left on every candle. Patience is not doing nothing. Patience is doing the right thing at the right time for the right reason. And that right reason is process. Every morning before the open, remind yourself, you are not a fortune teller. You are a risk manager. Your job is not to predict. Your job is to align. Align your thoughts with your plan. Align your plan with your rules. And align your rules with your emotional capacity. The market will test every weakness you try to hide. It will expose every flaw in your discipline, every impulse you haven't mastered, every belief you haven't examined. That's why this ritual matters. Because in 2 minutes of stillness, you train the one skill that determines everything: emotional control. When others rush to react, you breathe. When others panic, you pause. When others seek revenge, you release. Because you understand the market is not your enemy. Your impatience is. Let that sink in. Your impatience costs you more than any losing trade ever will. It's the silent thief of consistency hiding behind urgency. So today you slow down. You trade less. You see more. You allow the market to come to you. Because the best trades are not taken, they are allowed. They reveal themselves to the trader who's patient enough to wait and disciplined enough to act when the time is right. Repeat it again. I am patient. I am focused. I execute my edge without fear, without greed, without attachment. When you enter a trade, do it from a place of calm, not from the need to feel alive. When you exit a trade, do it because your plan says so, not because your emotions beg you to. This is emotional neutrality. This is mental clarity. This is what separates the consistent trader from the chaotic one. Remember, your nervous system is your true platform. Your state of mind is your real indicator, and your ability to regulate emotion is your ultimate strategy. Before you open your charts, ask yourself quietly, is my mind calm enough to see clearly? Is my body relaxed enough to react precisely? Am I trading because my plan demands it or because my emotions are restless? Honest answers will keep you profitable longer than any indicator ever could. So one more breath. In through the nose, hold, out through the mouth. You're not preparing for the market. You're preparing for yourself. Every candle you'll see today will test your self-awareness. Every decision you make will reflect your inner state. So trade consciously. Trade slowly. Trade from peace, not pressure. And when the session ends, win, lose, or break even, return to this script. Listen again. Reset again. Because mastery is not built in one perfect day, it's built in 1,000 conscious mornings, like this one. Every trader has two systems running. One is visible, your charts, your strategy, your risk plan. The other is invisible, your beliefs, your identity, your emotional memory. The first one executes trades. The second one decides how you execute them. You think you trade your plan, but in truth, you trade your psychology. You trade the version of yourself that shows up under pressure. You trade the beliefs you carry from every win, every loss, every childhood lesson about money, control, and worth. You trade the ghosts of your past. So when you sit down at your desk, you're not just opening your platform, you're opening your subconscious. And everything inside it will try to prove it's right. If deep down you believe you're unlucky, your mind will find ways to confirm it. If you believe you always give profits back, you will. If you believe you need to make money today to feel enough, you'll sabotage yourself until the market humbles you again. That's not fate. That's programming. And you can rewrite it, but only if you're willing to face it. The market is a mirror. Every tick, every move, every outcome reflects a belief inside you. When you revenge trade, the market shows you your attachment to validation. When you hesitate, it reveals your fear of being wrong. When you overtrade, it exposes your need for control. The charts are not random. They're emotional Rorschach tests revealing your inner landscape in real time. And this is why the pre-market ritual matters so deeply. It's not just breathing. It's not just calming down. It's reprogramming identity. Because your behavior always returns to the level of your self-image. If you see yourself as a disciplined, patient, professional trader, your actions will begin to align with that image. If you still see yourself as the beginner who can't control his impulses, you'll unconsciously prove that identity right. You do not rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. And your psychological system, your beliefs, will always set the ceiling for your performance. So in this moment, before the market opens, we go inward. Not to find the next setup, but to find the next version of ourselves. Ask quietly, what kind of trader am I becoming? Not how much can I make today, but who am I training myself to be through every decision I make? Because you're training every time you act. You're reinforcing something, a pattern, a reaction, a story. Every click is a vote for the trader you'll become. If you trade from fear, you reinforce fear. If you trade from calm, you reinforce calm. If you trade from trust, you reinforce confidence. This is identity conditioning. This is mental rewiring in action. The best traders don't fight their emotions, they observe them. They know the wave will come, the anxiety, the excitement, the urge, but they've learned to surf instead of drown. They've built a system where process is identity, I am the kind of person who follows my plan. I am the kind of person who takes losses without emotion. I am the kind of person who shows up calm no matter the outcome. This is not arrogance, it's alignment. And alignment is what every trader truly seeks, because profit without peace is just another addiction. You might think you want money, but what you actually want is the feeling that you believe money will give you safety, freedom, control, validation. And that's the paradox. When you no longer chase those feelings through outcomes, you start trading well enough to earn them. Detach from outcome, attach to process, detach from ego, attach to awareness, detach from noise, attach to truth. You don't need to become emotionless. You need to become emotionally intelligent to feel everything but be enslaved by nothing. When fear shows up, don't fight it, name it, observe it, thank it for trying to protect you. Then remind it you are not driving today. When greed whispers that you could have held longer, smile. Greed is not evil. It's insecurity disguised as ambition. You don't eliminate it. You outgrow it. Every emotion has a message. Every reaction has a root. And every morning before the market opens, you get to meet yourself again to decide whether you'll repeat the same story or rewrite it. This is the real work, not backtesting, not indicators, not setups, but self-awareness. Because once you master your own mind, the market becomes a playground, not a battlefield. You stop chasing certainty and start trusting process. You stop needing to win and start focusing on execution. You stop oscillating between fear and euphoria, and you begin to dwell in equanimity. And in that space between reaction and response lies every profitable decision you'll ever make. So as you sit there, hands resting lightly on your desk, breathing slowly, aware of the rise and fall of your chest, understand this. You are not a trader trying to control the market. You are a student learning to control yourself. The moment you accept that you step into mastery, because in the end, trading is not a battle against the market. It's a mirror reflecting how well you've mastered your inner world. And the pre-market ritual is where that mastery begins. 2 minutes of stillness that echo through every trade you take. The market opens, the noise returns, the charts flicker, the orders flow, and the calm you built in silence is tested by movement. This is the moment most traders forget who they are. They leave the state they cultivated and return to the chaos they were trying to escape. But not you. You breathe. You remember. You carry your stillness into the storm. You understand that every tick, every candle, every flicker of price is an invitation not to react but to choose. The untrained trader reacts, the mindful trader responds, and the difference between reaction and response is the space you create inside yourself. That space, the breath between emotion and action, is where mastery lives. A losing trade doesn't break you. It simply shows you where your attachment still hides. A winning trade doesn't define you. It reveals how you handle success without arrogance. You begin to see that trading psychology is not about avoiding emotion. It's about transmuting it, turning fear into focus, turning greed into gratitude, turning pressure into presence. Every trade is a mirror reflecting how you manage uncertainty. And uncertainty is the natural state of markets. It's not a problem to solve, but a rhythm to accept. You can't eliminate volatility. You can only learn to stay still while everything moves around you. The market moves in waves, impulsive, corrective, impulsive again, and so do you. Your emotions rise and fall in patterns. Awareness is how you stop confusing the wave for the ocean. When fear appears, don't suppress it. Observe it. Feel it without judgment. Ask it what it's trying to tell you. Maybe it's warning you that you're oversized. Maybe it's reminding you of a past loss. Maybe it's simply the body's way of saying, pay attention. Let fear be information, not interference. When you lose, don't seek revenge. Loss is data. It's tuition. It's the cost of admission to wisdom. The market didn't punish you, it taught you. And when you truly see it that way, the need to get even dissolves. You stop fighting the chart and start studying it. When you win, stay humble. Victory can be louder than loss. It whispers lies of invincibility. It seduces you into breaking your rules. It tells you that discipline can wait one more trade. But the professional knows a single undisciplined win is more dangerous than 10 disciplined losses because it rewards the wrong behavior. It reinforces chaos instead of structure. So whether you win or lose, you pause, you breathe, you return to neutrality. Because neutrality is freedom, the ability to act without emotional weight. The market doesn't owe you. It doesn't remember you. It doesn't care about your plans, your goals, or your desperation. And that's what makes it pure. The market is the ultimate truth teller. It mirrors your internal world without mercy or bias. That's why you respect it, not fear it, not worship it. Respect it as a teacher, as a test, as a reflection. Your emotions are not enemies. They are instruments. When you learn to play them, you turn noise into music. Anger shows you where you still cling. Fear shows you where you still doubt. Greed shows you where you still lack trust. Patience shows you where you've found peace. The difference between amateurs and masters is not intelligence, it's awareness. The amateur thinks trading is about control. The master knows it's about surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means letting go of the illusion that you must force outcomes. You can't control the candle. You can only control your click. And in that click lies your freedom. You've done the work. You've planned your trades. You've managed your risk. You've prepared your mind. Now you simply execute, not from hope, not from fear, but from clarity. If the trade aligns with your plan, take it. If it doesn't, walk away. Simple doesn't mean easy, but simplicity is what brings longevity. In the quiet moments between trades, notice how your mind behaves. Does it crave action? Does it fear missing out? Does it seek validation through movement? Sit with those impulses. You don't need to obey them. You just need to notice them. Awareness dissolves compulsion. What you observe, you neutralize. What you resist persists. This is emotional mastery, the art of staying awake in the middle of noise. The ability to trade from consciousness, not conditioning. Each trade becomes a meditation, a test of presence. Each loss becomes feedback, a lesson in humility. Each win becomes gratitude, proof that process works. You begin to see that the real edge isn't in the setup, it's in the self that executes it. The setup is universal, the self is unique, and your evolution as a trader mirrors your evolution as a human. Calm mind, consistent actions, clear process. Those three together are your holy trinity. When you trade with calm, you see clearly. When you act consistently, you trust yourself. When you trust yourself, you no longer need the market to give you permission to feel safe. This is freedom not financial but psychological. The freedom to remain stable when everything else is unstable. The freedom to watch chaos without becoming it. The freedom to perform without attachment to outcome. And that freedom begins before every session in the ritual that brings you back to center. That's why this pre-market focus matters. It's not a routine, it's a recalibration. It's the invisible edge that compounds over time. Because while others chase systems, you master state. While others fight the market, you flow with it. While others look for signals, you listen to silence. And in that silence, you find the only voice that truly matters, your own. When the session ends, the charts fade to black. The numbers stop moving. The noise dissolves into quiet again. And what remains is you. No open positions, no flashing lights, no wins or losses to define your worth. Just the sound of your own breath steady and alive. This is where the real reflection begins, because the day's trades are done, but their lessons are not. The market gave you feedback not just on your strategy, but on your mind. It showed you where you were strong and where you were still a student of your own emotions. Some trades felt effortless, aligned, focused, fluid. Others felt heavy, forced, emotional, uncertain. And in that contrast, you find truth. Because every session reveals not who the market is, but who you are becoming. That is the essence of trading psychology. Not controlling emotion, but learning through it. Not suppressing fear, but seeing it clearly enough to act despite it. Not chasing peace, but realizing peace was there all along beneath the noise. You begin to see how trading mirrors life itself. Every decision carries risk. Every moment asks for awareness. Every outcome tests your attachment. And just like the market, life rewards those who can remain patient, adaptable, and calm. The best traders aren't the ones who predict most accurately. They're the ones who recover most gracefully, who lose well, who adapt fast, who stay humble in profit and composed in loss. Because trading at its highest level is not a pursuit of money, it's a practice of consciousness. Each trade a breath, each chart a mirror, each moment a chance to master the only variable you truly control yourself. So as you close your platform, sit for a moment in gratitude. Gratitude for the opportunity to play this game of probabilities. Gratitude for the lessons hidden inside both wins and losses. Gratitude for the awareness that you're growing through every experience. You didn't win or lose today, you learned. And learning compounds. Awareness compounds. Discipline compounds. The pre-market focus you practiced this morning wasn't a ritual. For one day, it was a seed. Every time you return to it, it grows deeper roots. And one day, without even noticing, you'll find that chaos no longer shakes you the way it used to. The noise fades faster. The urges dissolve sooner. The fear quiets quicker. Because you've trained your nervous system to stay aligned. You've conditioned your mind to return to presence. You've built a sanctuary inside yourself that no chart can disturb. That's real mastery. Not the ability to predict the market, but the ability to remain peaceful within it. Peace is not the absence of volatility. It's the absence of reaction. It's the ability to witness your thoughts, your impulses, your trades without losing yourself in them. You are not the outcome. You are the awareness observing the outcome. You are not the prophet. You are the process that created it. You are not the loss. You are the lesson that remains after it. So when tomorrow comes and the market awakens again, you'll return to your ritual. You'll breathe. You'll center. You'll step into that same stillness, the place where your true edge lives. And you'll whisper to yourself softly but with conviction, I am calm. I am focused. I am prepared. I trade my plan, not my emotions. I respect uncertainty, but I trust my process. I am not here to chase. I am here to execute. I am not here to predict. I am here to align. I am not here to control. I am here to flow. And with that breath, you'll begin again, not as the trader who needs to prove, but as the professional who's learned to be. This is the quiet edge no one can see. The edge that doesn't show up in screenshots or leaderboards. The edge that comes from knowing yourself so deeply that no outcome can define you anymore. Because when you master your inner world, the outer world becomes effortless. The market becomes a dance instead of a fight. And you become the kind of trader who doesn't just survive the noise, but transcends it. So as this day closes, remember, the pre-market focus is not a 2-minute exercise. It's a lifelong discipline. It's how you align with your best self. Before every trade, every challenge, every decision. In silence, you built your foundation. In awareness, you found your strength. And in discipline, you found your freedom. This is the calm beyond the candle, the stillness that outlasts every storm, the state of mind where traders become masters and masters become timeless. As you leave this space, carry the stillness with you. Let it move quietly beneath every chart you open, every decision you make, every breath, between entries and exits. The market will test you again and again, but it cannot break the mind that's already anchored in awareness. So return here whenever you drift, before the noise, before the open, before you forget that mastery begins within, because this calm, this focus, this discipline is the foundation of freedom. And freedom is why we trade. This is mind over markets. Your mind, your mastery, your edge.